my name is Pradeep from Vinyasa Yogashram, and in this session today we shall be talking about yogic breathing. Before we start any sort of pranayama technique like your Nadi Pranayama or let's say Bhramari or Surya, any type of pranayama, for that I would say you must be prepared for yogic breathing, because yogic breathing is basically using your full lung to help you breathe fully so that you can maximize your capacity of breathing. It will also help your lungs become stronger and becomes elastic to help you be comfortable breathing in any stressful situation even. So in general, yogic breathing is said to be the combination of three different sections of the body. So first they say that it is your abdominal breathing, where we actually use our diaphragm to breathe. Then we have chest breathing, where we only move our chest, our ribs, sideways, backward, forward, upward, downward. And finally we have shoulder breathing, where we use our top of the lungs to move. So when you are using your diaphragmic breathing, when you are using your abdomen to breathe, you are basically filling your bottom part of your lungs. When you're performing chest breathing, you are filling your mid part of the lung. And when you're performing shoulder breathing, it is helping you fill the topmost part of the lung. So basically yogic breathing is a way to manipulate the breath, which helps you breathe fully into the lungs. Now, since in order to perform any breathing in future, let's say Nadi Pranayama, of course we have to change the way we breathe. Like I have to breathe into the right or through the left. I have to alternate my breathing, but that is a different thing. That goes beyond. Before that, I would say the prerequisite for such breathing, it would be that you first must be able to breathe completely and fully, and still try to be. It will also help you be calm, because when you breathe deep without stressing, you calmly breathe. That really helps your nervous system calm down, as well as your mental focus increases. So let me first demonstrate the different segment of breathing, and then we'll combine them all and we'll perform a yogic breath in general. Otherwise, in my opinion, yogic breathing is not just performing these section breathing, but it is just a way to become more and more aware towards your breath. So a conscious breath could be considered as yogic breathing, and it depends upon you that how many types or how many ways you have to manipulate your breath, right? So what is abdominal breathing or diaphragmatic breathing is when you use your abdomen to inhale, and with exhalation you can relax your abdomen or you can also squeeze it. So you only use your abdomen to breathe in and out. So while you inhale, you push your navel away from the spine, and while you exhale, you push your navel close to spine. This would be abdominal breathing of one type. You can also do it in different ways. For an example, you can only breathe into abdomen, like by pushing or expanding your belly as you inhale. And while you exhale, you just relax. You don't push your abdomen, because if you push your abdomen to squeeze, that can tense your abdomen. And if you want to relax your abdomen to induce relaxation and put less pressure to the heart, that can really help you do it. And this is also considered to be a natural breathing. Natural breathing is the breathing where you inhale into the belly actively and you exhale passively, where you don't force your abdomen. Next, we have chest breathing. In chest breathing, you have to really be conscious that you don't move your abdomen much. It is okay if it moves a little bit, but can you hold your abdomen a little bit firm or maybe relaxed if possible? It is not so easy to breathe into the chest only if your abdomen is totally relaxed. But if your abdomen is a little bit tense, it can really help you breathe into the chest. So I'm going to keep my abdomen a little tense, and then I'm going to breathe in. Now as you can see that when I'm breathing in and out, my chest, especially from the ribs, is expanding sideways from front as well, and my abdomen is trying to remain stable. Finally, we have shoulder breathing. For shoulder breathing, you have to first feel your chest fully. So let's say I breathe completely into the chest first. And when I have filled my chest fully, Then I try to make an additional force to breathe in a little bit more, which allows my accessory muscle of breathing to pull onto my, let's say, ribs or sternum, and creates a little bit more space for my lungs to take more air in. So what you do is you fully inhale into the chest, and then you make a small effort of forceful inhalation, which allows your shoulders to move. But the movement of the shoulder should not happen, by your own body. It should happen because of the force of the breath. So let me quickly demonstrate it. So as you could see, that first you move your abdomen only. This is abdominal breathing. I have explained it is of two types. Then you can do it in different ways as well. Then we have chest breathing, where you try to keep your abdomen relaxed or tense a little bit to help you breathe chest only. And then you perform shoulder breathing, which is done with the help of additional force after you fill your chest fully. Now many people will say that one type of yogic breathing is when you combine these three breathing. You can do downward or upward, but the basic instruction for yogic breathing are given. You inhale into the bottom of the belly first. You continue toward the chest. Then you try to inhale a bit more. Then you keep your abdomen pushed out and exhale from the chest. Then you, at the end, when you have completely exhaled, now you also gently squeeze your abdomen in to completely exhale. In order to make the complete exhalation, it is important for the abdomen to gently push inside, because if it remains outside, there will still be some amount of air that is not exhaled completely. So in order to perform the complete breath, it is important that as you expand your belly out, you also squeeze it in at the end of exhalation, so exhalation can be completely done. Similarly, make sure that when you are inhaling, before you inhale, you don't keep your belly tense, you relax your belly. Because if you keep your belly tight and tense, it will not allow you to breathe into your abdomen. It will make your chest expand more, and the breathing will not really occur into the abdomen. So make sure before you inhale abdominally, you relax your abdomen. Make it so soft that while you inhale, the expansion into the abdomen happens itself. So this is about the yogic breathing. Now, yogic breathing could be done in different ways. For an example, this was one way. You inhale from bottom to top and you exhale from top to bottom. This is one way of yogic breathing. You can manipulate this in different ways. Like you can inhale from the top and move downward. You exhale from the bottom and move upward. So you can choose to manipulate your breath in different ways that will allow you to have good control over your muscles of the breathing, that will allow you to have good control over the trunk. So as I said, that yogic breathing could be performed in different ways, manipulated in different way, the way you want to have good and better control over it. Do not limit yourself to having an idea that this is the only way to breathe. Try to be free to breathe the way you want to, which will really allow you to have good control over the muscles of the breathing, which we use the least when we are breathing unconsciously. So try to make the breath as conscious as possible, which will really allow you to make the most of this vital force throughout the body and will help you keep your body rejuvenated and energized in life. Thank you.